Hi everyone, welcome. I am Kim Beegler, the owner of Ewethful Fiber Mill, and I am not in the mill today, but welcome. If you are new, I talk a lot about wool, hand spinning, yarn. This episode is a little extra special because I have visitors for this one. But if you are coming back, welcome back. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. If you enjoy what I'm doing, whether it be here on YouTube or on Instagram or all of the other social media places, I have a Patreon group as well where we meet up and just talk wool and yarn there as well. So anyway, this episode, you'll see in a minute, but I have a little Zoom recording that I did here with Tammie and Elisa, who are friends and regulars at the wool mill, and they came up with the idea of doing a knit along. And then I, of course, was like, woo, let's invite everybody to do the knit along. So I'm going to share with you that Zoom. It is, first I'm going to show you my sweater that I am sweating in like crazy, but it's my new Christmas. I got this for a Christmas present from my in-laws, and I love it, and said I'm gonna wear it on my first vlog, and because I am a crazy chicken lady. But onward, the knit along that we are doing is the Calliope. Oh my gosh, Elisa and Tammie, I did it. If you're watching this, I did it. I said it right. I'm hoping you'll be able to see the sweater better here. Yes. There it is. So we are doing a knit along. It is a low key knit along, but we decided there would be gifts along the way for people who finish up. So starting in January, maybe within the first 2 weeks is kind of what we talked about, but we'll come up with some more details, and we're going to start a Ravelry group in Ewethful of Ravelry, for everybody who wants to do this. I will have a link. This is the Calliope. I will have a link to it in the show notes. So if you want to join the knit along, whether you're going to be in the mill or you want to do it, we'll figure out a way for everybody to be able to meet up occasionally, and there'll be some gifts and all the fun things. We'll work out more details, but they came up with this idea and then I went crazy with it. So I know they appreciate that. But, and I wanted to show you, I do talk about a new yarn that's coming into the Ewethful Mill, and it is Sincere Sheep, which if you don't know Sincere Sheep, the owner, Brooke, is amazing to start with. This is all US grown wool that she sources and has spun up, and then she naturally dyes it all. Awesome. This is the Cormo fingering, and it's what I'm going to use for the knit along with, I'm going to hold it with mohair that I will order. Here's the other. So hopefully very soon, within the next week or so, I will have this up in the online shop, probably sooner, and you can shop for some of that there if you are interested. Okay, without further ado, I will cut to our Zoom talk today. I hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you at the end to say goodbye. All right. Hey everyone, so I am here with Elisa and with Tammie. They both come to Mill Day regularly, and they're regulars. They help hold down the fort, and I'm going to let them talk for a minute. But first question, whoever wants to answer, where did the idea to do this knit along come from? Now that you guys are like, why did we ever come up with this idea? Are you pointing
at Tammie?
I know you are. So there was a mill day. Elisa and I were sitting there talking about patterns, I guess. And she said, we should do a knit along. I said, oh my, we should. I'm like, let's jump on it. Then somebody next to her said, what are you going to do? And somebody across the table, what are you going to do? So it kind of evolved.
Yes. And then
then there's Elisa's version, which is this.
Oh yeah.
Tammie had talked about it for like 3 meetings in a row.
Oh, had I?
The sweater. No, the Calliope sweater.
Oh, yes, I had.
And then we brought up the picture because I think we were talking about what is the yarn, weight yarn you have in the mill.
The fingering weight.
No, DK.
Oh, DK, yeah.
Oh, the Utopia?
Yes, we were talking about the Utopia, and then Calliope came up, and then Knit Harlot, right?
Yarn
Harlot had posted a picture with all these lovely ladies in different sizes, and it looked great on all of them.
Yeah.
So then I finally said, let's do a knit along.
Yeah, and I
between me and Tammie, but that's okay.
I didn't realize you were referring to that pattern, but it's perfect because it's free on Ravelry right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Free. Oh, here, let me show it real quick. I'm going to do a little intro before, but I'll show it here too, because I have it on my iPad. So people, but it is free. And, okay, we'll see if it might be too bright in my room. I might have to do it. Yeah, I'll have to do it later when I'm on, at a different angle. Ooh, I'm
well, so
wearing
like I have mine up on my other computer here, and I was just kind of overlooking it, and it says the average difficulty rating is like piece of cake. So
good. How much yardage is it roughly?
I figured I was going to do the size 3, and I think Elisa, you were going to do about the same size, weren't you? Yep. I was going to need about 1,006 yards of fingering if I did the fingering, and then you use the mohair, like you use one strand of fingering, one strand of mohair. If you want to, that's about 459 yards per, I don't know. I have some stash. I'm using stash. This came from Cozy. I have 2 of these. These are 459 yards each. So I figured about 1,012 yards, but you can use DK. And I know, Elisa, you were talking about using DK, and I realized I have more stash in DK than I do. I only have one thing in fingering. So I was going to pair this with this.
That'll be
pretty. This is greenwood fibers fingering. And then do these 2, but I would have to go buy more of these. I'm trying not to buy more yarn. So I have several different options for myself in DK. So I just think I need to do a little swatch and see how I like the fabric.
Because you guys your first idea before I got a hold of it was before I decided to invite everybody out there to do it. Well, Tammie and I were texting, and I'm like, we don't want to leave people out. Like, I want to make sure everybody at the middle knows. And then it's like, but then if I'm talking about it to people on Instagram or there's lots of people out there that might want to do it. You all were originally planning to do it to use stash, right?
Yeah, I was going to use stash. Yeah, that was my plan. And I had just, because we're doing this today, it pushed me to look through my stash.
That's good.
So I may just use DK because I have more DK than I do. I have enough fingering. I would just have to go buy more of the kid mohair or whatever they call that stuff. And I have stash in the mohair from ETC, Eugene Textile Center. And these were like $5 a skein.
Oh, for crying out loud.
You can go there and look for stuff. They have estate sales all the time. You never know what you can find there. So you don't have to spend a lot of money.
Elisa, do you know what you're going to knit it with?
Either stash DK or that golden Utopia that I bought for a different idea.
I was thinking,
which Tammie is why Tammie always says, you don't buy one skein anymore. You buy the sweater quantity, because you never know. You never know what road you're going to go down.
Oh, I actually am going to, because before I started hand spinning, I didn't really buy, unless I had a specific project, I didn't buy sweater quantities. And then once I started hand spinning, then I was hand spinning sweater quantities, but I don't have enough. So I thought I'm going to actually use somebody else's yarn because I need to cast something on right away too, because I don't have a big project on the needles. And I do have I thought of the Utopia, but then I sent Elisa a picture of some of it, but then this came in the mail yesterday, and it's Sincere Sheep, which I'm going to have.
Oh, you're going to have that at the shop?
It's the fingering weight, and it's a little brighter. Like, this is their, there's a couple there. I haven't even dug down all the way. I just like popped it open and looked in and grabbed a few skeins, but there's all different. I had Brooke help pick out a nice color series for Pacific Northwesterners, because apparently we are very different than she's in California. And when I told her, I was like, well, we kind of like rusty color, like rusty yellows. And she was like, oh my gosh, are you serious? Like, that does not sell down here. I'm like, that's so fun. I'm like, we like our colors, but with like a little bit of mood to them, I guess. Just, yeah. It was like very different. The colors that she was surprised by the colors that I said kind of move quickly. here.
Yeah, we like olive green. We like, you know, those kind of things. So yeah, those are beautiful.
And it's Cormo, so you can't go wrong. This is the fingering. So I'd have to get, I will either order, she does have mohair in her online shop.
I didn't know that.
She's got mohair, and this is all US wool, because she sources the wool, has it spun, and then naturally dyes it. She does have mohair.
Do you know how many yards her mohair is?
I think it was like 230, 250.
That's about normal.
Yeah, I did look at Farmer's Daughter's mohair too, and their skeins are bigger. Their mohair, they're a little, I think they're closer to 375,
I think.
Yeah, this one from Cozy, it's Barocco. What did I say it was? It's on here. Oh, it's 284 yards.
Yeah.
So that's about normal for a skein. So I figured I would need at least 4 of these for the size I'm going to use. And on the fingering, I would need at least 4 skeins of this, which I have. But for me,
these
from
are
the size
500 yards.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
What?
They're 500 yards.
Because these were only 400 yards.
How many grams is it though?
This one is 100 grams.
4 ounces.
This is Greenwood's. What's that one?
This is the Cormo. Her fingering is 4 ounces, 500 yards.
Wow.
Skein. So I still have to get the mohair, but I think I'm gonna knit with that. Also, it'll make a nice sample, right? I mean, I don't know. You really need a sample of Cormo? Not really, but you know, it's pretty much goes anywhere and does anything.
That'll be beautiful.
Yeah, I think it'll be nice. I just have to figure out which color. Once I get the color, I am afraid to open the box all the way because my cat will be like, "Ooh, open box of yarn."
So I had in my stash some Cascade. It's DK 220 superwash for a DK. I've way more. Yeah, this is real kind of a deeper raspberry. Then I have this lighter raspberry, which is the Cascade Laminero. It's the baby alpaca merino 50/50, and it's a DK. Nice. And it has a nice halo to it, which would give me the same effect if I don't use a fingering with the mohair, which I kind of liked, and it's real soft on your neck.
I thought about using that Utopia, but I kind of want something with, I like the halo, and I don't have a lot of halo-y things. So I'm gonna move like half my face is turning dark. So anyway, when are we, I'm like, I just have to be here so I can keep an eye on Nigel. It's the way it is these days. When should we tell people we're starting? For those watching, or I'll probably talk you all into going onto Instagram Live in the next week or so, but I thought I would start us here with pre-recorded.
Well, I think I don't know about Elisa. I just think it would be a fun winter knit along. You know,
yeah, we were
picking our yarns in January.
Like if we said the Ides of January and finished by the Ides of March, then that would...
you're cute. But other people can knit it at my pace. So at least there'll be like different paces. Elisa's pace will be like, let's get this done in like a month.
Yeah. Well,
that was 3 months. January. You
will have it
February,
done March. There's no way you'll.
I've been spinning though. I've been spinning more than I've been knitting. So
but you know what? My intention is to cast on January 1st.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I think so too.
I mean, I might.
Ides are the 15th.
Yeah, I'm going for the 5th because I've got to order my mohair, so I'll probably be around the 15th.
So, do you know the historical reference to that? That's Julius Caesar. So the Ides of March is a bad day because that's when Julius Caesar was killed. Anyhow, this is for all you literary people out there.
But I'm literary. I just don't know what the heck it is, so I'm learning.
Get your Shakespeare out. And Kim's all, I'm editing like the whole Ides of March thing.
First 2 weeks or so.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to probably cast on and just do a swatch. Just get my swatches figured out because
you're a swatcher.
I'm a swatcher. I believe in it. If I'm going to spend the money on it, I'm going to swatch it.
I'll
know
swatch
there's
just
other
because
people in the world who say, no, thank you. But
there's other people, Lisa, other people.
but the good news about this,
If the sweater is going to be plus size, I don't give a care. And so then I might just cast on.
Right.
but
So
it does
I have a sweater that
positive.
way.
What did it
But-
say positive ease was? I was looking at it.
I think
was,
the one we chose was like 7 inches of positive ease.
Yeah.
But what I have found from Espace Tricot's patterns and the yarn that they use, you really do want to swatch to see if you're similar to what their gauge.
Oh, okay.
Because they had a different pattern I wanted to make, and it says fingering, but it was the I'm not going to remember the name of it, but it was more of a sport weight than it was fingering.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know the positive ease, and that's why I will. The thing is it says to use a size 6 or whatever you gauge at, but it also says on the neck ribbing, because it is like a sunburst ribbing, as you use a 16-inch circular with whatever you gauge at, which they're saying a 6 and a 7 for the body. So I know, like right now I'm knitting the Easy V, and I knit the body with a 6, so that's what I gauged at, and I'm doing the arms and the ribbing with a 5, and it's kind of a crunchier DK.
I should have swatched for mine. It didn't have as much positive ease as I thought.
Oh, well, it looks like it's good. Isn't that why it's called ECV?
Yeah.
It fits. It does fit. It just fits.
It fits.
I think
it has like 2 inches of positive ease for me, but yeah.
I think this is going to have way more than I need. It goes, but
Something a dryer can't help you with.
That's true.
All the bad things. I'm going to say all the bad things today.
All the bad. Don't swatch. Throw it in the dryer.
Right. Fast and loose. That's me. Fast and loose.
What? That's what I think. That's what I think when I think of you. Okay, cool. So if anyone say the name of the pattern again, because I keep saying it wrong.
It's Calliope. I've never heard it pronounced.
Why am I going to not be able to say that? Calliope. I want to say Calliope.
Just think of a merry-go-round.
Yeah, a Calliope like a merry-go-round.
Oh, you guys are a lot smarter.
Isn't there a song?
I was like, what do you mean?
Isn't there a song called, and there's the word Calliope in it? It's probably more my era. My husband would know it.
I'll just keep going back to this moment in this video before I say, I can't say it again. Okay, so because we're here, I might as well check in to see what what's your main knitting project right now?
What are you doing, Elisa?
I'm putting
Elisa's
a lateral
knitting flower on, if everybody didn't notice.
I'm putting a lateral braid into a simple shawl that I'm making out of my
your handspun.
Oh my gosh, stop it.
Look at you go.
I'm so squishy. I'm so happy. Can I also?
Yeah.
We should tell, because people on here don't know that for the last 7 years, Elisa said she was not going to hand spin.
Look at her go.
This is the Jacob, and then I applied it with a BFL, a marled BFL, and it still has a lot of blips of thick and thin, but I don't care. And there's some like dental
You're gonna have
moments.
that forever, unless you really like don't want it, and then you'll work to not have it. But most people, I mean, I still do, just because I don't care about it being perfect.
So
it looks
that's
awesome.
Yeah, that's what that is.
Is that your first knit with your handspun? So proud of you.
I know. I can't wait for you to touch it
and
then smell it.
Oh yeah,
so
and
Lisa
smell
said
it.
for like 7 years that she was not going to hand spin, and she wasn't going to hand spin, and she wasn't going to hand spin. And we slowly have whittled her down to where she posted the other day and was like, I've been you said you were hand spinning for like 3 hours one day. See, but now you're like fresh out of it. And I hear, and I'm sure you told me too, like, I don't want to hand spin because it's going to take away from my knitting time, which it does. But it's not a bad thing, right?
No, it brings a different feel to crafting in that knitting has always been about kind of getting it done and finishing it, where spinning is about letting my shoulders down and taking away the yuck from work and just letting myself be for a half hour every day after work. So that's kind of my current spinning plan, except for I'm on break now, so I can spin.
I'm gonna close this curtain real fast. I'm gonna close this curtain. Sun's in my eyes.
I know. I have no curtains. If I had curtains, this is a lesson to me to put curtains on my house.
Too funny. Okay, can I show my other one?
Yeah.
My other spin? Okay. You haven't seen this yet, Tam. Well, maybe you saw it on Instagram.
Oh, yeah, I saw the bright orange.
Oh, let me show you a big blip one. Yeah. There we go. So this is a braid of BFL. And so I took it and I have the other half going on the wheel right now. So just split it in half all the way down and did some pre-drafting and putting half on one bobbin and half on the other. And I'm hoping to ply tonight, but I can wait till tomorrow.
That's going to be beautiful.
So it could be fun. I'm hoping it's going to be like a sport or DK weight, so I can do like Alpine Bloom or Flicker and Flame or something.
That would be pretty.
I started the Flicker and Flame hat.
I love that hat.
Awesome.
Ooh.
I wish you could, my lighting was better, but I'll show it when I'm not on here. But the color work, so I'm using, this is Fox Fiber. She is a cotton grower. So for hand spinners, she grows cotton in California. But yeah, I bought one skein of her merino yarn, which I mentioned before, but she has it priced how people should be pricing yarn. That is, I mean, it was like $2 a yard, which is really what yarn should be for people that are like growing it and having it processed. But I only got 100 yard skein. So then I have these two little hand spun minis that I'm just grabbed and I'm going to use for the color work.
Okay, so I won't ask for that hat then.
For that, oh yeah. It really
I
is.
don't know. I'm just now looking at it. That's beautiful. Is that the one by Andrea Mowrey?
Mowrey, yeah.
Mowrey, yeah. I wish you could see the colors better, but I'll show it like when I'm not on the Zoom with us and I have better lighting. But it's yeah, I needed to cast on something, and I have so many mini skeins, and especially because I took a class recently playing with top, and I'm like, I won't knit. I mean, we've talked about this, like knitting a whole sweater for me in yarn like this is not something I'm going to do, but using it for color work, it's perfect, right? So that was my Christmas Eve cast on, and I only had 100 yards of that yarn. So
that's perfect. Yeah. So another frugal option is to do the Cascade 220, and then they have a worsted weight marled. And I've made several of those hats because I have a husband who does the laundry. So if it accidentally goes in the wash, it's okay.
Luckily, I don't have that husband.
Yes, I know. I'm like, don't let Mitch anywhere
That's
near
one
that.
way it's a good thing, right? One way.
Yeah, I guess
we have separate. Well, he does his own. Yeah. I'm going to show you this really quick. I haven't blocked it yet, but.
Oh, that is beautiful. Wow.
I know. So when I actually am going to the mill tomorrow. I block everything at the mill because I can soak it and then spin it out in my big washer, and then it'll dry. So I haven't, and it needs a solid blocking because it looks so tiny. I did this 3 inches extra too in length from what she said.
Wow.
But it fits, but it needs a good blocking. But anyway, it is completely. Even because I was so bored with Nigel the first day or two that I wove in the 8,000 ends. Done. So
nice.
Yes, I'll wear it soon.
You don't weave in as you go?
Heck no. I'm like, no.
I always weave in as I go because I don't want to deal with it later.
I should. And I met Wendy Sullivan for breakfast recently, and she's like, weave in the ends as you go. I'm like, that's a crazy. Lisa, I'm wearing that sweater that you gave me that you don't wear, and there's so many. I was like, I showed Mitch the inside of it. I was like, look at all the ends that aren't moving.
They're hidden. They're hidden.
Even this one.
That's good enough.
The top one on the collar.
Yeah.
There's a big old long end on the collar.
Well, that's so you know what the front and the back is.
That's what I said. This is great. I
Yeah.
know where the back is always. Just tuck it in. Tuck it in.
I actually was at school, so I work at a school, and one of my staff members was like, you have a long string hanging out your back. I'm like, oh yeah, that's how I know it's
That's the back.
They
back
just
of the
tuck it
sweater.
in for me. Yeah, it was sweet.
I thought it was really fun. I literally pulled it out and I was like, put it inside. I'm like, Mitch, look. But I've been wearing it a lot, just so you know.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
I have been wearing it a lot.
That's funny.
We cover everything for the knit along. We'll come back.
Yeah, but I want to see what Tammie's doing. Do you have any knitting or spinning
we
with
need
you,
to see what you're
Tammie?
doing.
Yeah, well, my spinning is in the other room, but it's my Easy D. That's what I've been working on through recovering from my surgery, but I'm on the bottom ribbing. So then all I have to do is the sleeves, which, you know, sleeves take eons.
Are you going to do the color work on the sleeves?
I don't think so.
I didn't. It went fast.
I was going to do them, and then I thought I'll decide when I get down that far, but you know what's going to happen? I'm going to get down that far. I'm like, no. Yeah. But I'm spinning. Oh, I'll go get what I'm spinning. It's that beautiful, beautiful yarn. Well, it's just turning out so beautiful.
I want to see it.
I don't even know. Okay. I'll be right back. I'll run.
I did bring another project. Is that okay?
Yeah, share away.
I last time we did this, I didn't have enough projects with me, according to you. So this
compared to what you usually have going.
Yes, well, I have a lot going, but this is the Traveler. This is the Traveler. So I have the front and back split right now.
Ooh, nice.
So now I just need to go into the shaping. And this is sport weight I got from Knitted Wit at off when it was still in Canby. So it's old stash.
Ancient.
Yeah.
Shetland. Okay. Look at this.
Oh, look at that Johnny Rose?
Yes.
Oh.
This is I did it in a 3-ply. This isn't wound very well, but there's some chunk, like you said, there's chunky, lumpy. I don't care. It's so beautiful.
I need to get there.
And this is the other Shetland, which you can tell the difference in color.
Yeah.
But I think I'm going to.
Oh, is that Andy? The other one, the lighter fawn?
Yeah. So I think what I'm going to do, because I'm thinking about doing the Marie Green poncho she's doing for January. But I think I would just alternate the skeins.
Oh, that's a good idea.
I think it's going to be fine.
Yeah, because that'll darken up a smidge when you start spinning it too. You know, it'll saturate a little bit. And
so
but it is Shetland, so it's gonna kind of
soft.
I know.
So I have about 600 yards here, and I probably will get another 150 out of the rest of Andy. No, Johnny Rose. But I have a lot of this left, a ton. And I haven't even started to ply it yet. So
I know you have lovely fiber.
Oh my God.
We'll find out. I told Tammie, hopefully I didn't screw up by only shearing them by not doing a 6-month shearing this year. We'll see. We're gonna see, because Mitch was like, when are we shearing these guys? I'm like, oh my gosh, I know they're so woolly. So woolly. Hopefully their wool will be good. We hope. Otherwise, it was a failed experiment for 1 year.
Well, I thought that I kind of overspun this one a little bit, but I think, this has been washed, but I think
it'll be fine when you start
maybe about soaking it again, but I think it'll be fine.
Yeah, I think it'll be fine once you start knitting it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think when you knit it out and then wash it again, it'll be fine.
Yeah. So
I'll just kind of pretend I know what I'm talking about.
You do now. You've been listening for so many years.
Anyway. I have been listening.
You know, I go every evening after dinner and I spin for 2 hours because there's nothing on TV I want to watch. And so I just go back there and I turn on my audiobook and I spin. So
I I've been
Make
spinning
reason.
a lot. Well, because I've kind of hung out in one room for the past week and a half. So I actually did. I'm like, this is not a bad thing. This isn't a bad life. I got a lot of maybe I can get behind this, like a slightly less working thing. That's the goal for 2024. Slightly less working. But I have been spinning a lot. I can't show you my well, you won't see the color anyway because my lighting's so bad, but I'm spinning something that's a gift for somebody for Christmas, even though Christmas was 2 days ago. It's almost done. So, and I don't want to show it on here, but I have gotten a lot done, which is fun. Nice change.
Good for you. That's nice.
I know. And
nice.
sat for an insane amount of time, which is weird for me.
Yeah, that's how I felt during the recovery period. I'm like, oh, I can't sit anymore. I need something under my bottom.
I know. I know.
Yeah.
All right. Well, did we cover everything? I'm gonna do a little intro to this.
Oh, I have made a bag that can be a prize if we want to do prizes. I don't know what the prize will be, but or what it will be for.
We could do prizes, couldn't we? That would be kind of fun.
Yeah, it's a large zip tote bag, and I can have it with me if we do an Instagram live next time.
Yeah, we could just do one, if you complete it. I don't know, do we want to do an end date?
Oh gosh.
That kind of kills it, doesn't it?
For me, it does. Well, I won't finish it. So, I mean, I'm not.
I know. I was like, Kim shouldn't be deciding. She does her 2 sweaters a year.
Time. I mean,
yeah. But if we're gonna call it a winter knit along, we kind of need to stay within the, like you said, the January to maybe to March.
When's the spring solstice? Is that April 21st? No, March. Equinox. Spring equinox.
I don't know. I'd have to
we'll work out the detail. We'll a few extra details. Because I was like, we probably could have a group either in Ravelry or in the Ewethful Ravelry. Maybe is that the best place? I'm like, it could be on Facebook too, but I hate to. If I do it on Ravelry, then you guys have to be active though, because I'm the worst at being active on Ravelry. But I could start it and then make sure you all. I'm so bad. I'll be better. I know I'm the worst. I'm embarrassed when people even look at my Ravelry.
No, I'm just embarrassed that I know all the pattern names because I'm on Ravelry every day, looking at the top 20 patterns and seeing who's got a birthday or whatever. Like, why are all those patterns up here by that particular person?
And I look at it, but you shouldn't feel bad, Kim, because when you look at the other vendors, like even Cozy's is not up to date, so you're fine.
I literally I put like, and then I'll start. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna start a project, and then I never go back. I'm just the worst. Yeah, I don't really have anything in my library and nothing. I'm like, this is a sad, but it is a great place where people can go, and a
lot of people don't do Facebook, and I know.
Yeah, I don't really do Facebook.
Yeah, some people like Marie Green does a lot of the Facebook stuff, but she has her own app now. But when she opens it up to the public, she'll do it on Facebook. But if I know a lot of people say, well, it's on Facebook, so I can't do it because I just don't do Facebook. So
I think there's a majority of Ravelry.
Yeah, I think that works too.
I debated doing like, I think the next mill day is going to be like the 20th of January or something, and I debated doing like a 2-hour like come cast on or come knit like the weekend before, like the Saturday before, like just having the shop open for 2 hours just to cast on and place people that wanted to come and sit and cast on. We can think about it.
And then I guess if people have questions, I know a few of us will probably cast on way before that. We can be there to answer questions, but it's such a simple pattern. I don't think it's going to be difficult.
But it looks like it's a good pattern, for people. Like, I actually have never done a knit along because I just never like really have the time to organize myself. This is the first time I've had time to organize, even to think about doing something like that. So, but for other people that haven't, like, you don't have to do it. Like, if it just motivates you to knit the pattern or to knit your first sweater or whatever, because there's enough community to help you, then that's enough. You don't have to finish it at the time.
I'm known for my knitting support through Instagram. So I have people message me from all over the country and just ask me about a pattern I have made or something like that. I'm like, can I just call you? like messaging back and forth is a little bit difficult, but
Yeah.
I
think
enjoy
if we
it,
do the
so.
Ravelry group, if you two especially can be a little more active in it, because I'll get lost in the weeds more, and you both knit a lot more than, I mean, I knit, but I think you guys are more prolific and you'll be farther along.
That sounds good. I will. I'm retired now. It's sort of like when you said, how about 3 o'clock tomorrow? I'm like, yeah, I could do it at 3 in the morning too.
All right, well, we'll work out a few more details, and I'll get that started on Ravelry too.
Sounds like fun.
And I think that's it. And then I'll harass you all to start. Look at this, is great. I don't even have to really record anything else for this week's vlog. I can just say hi and actually show some things in the right light, and then I'm done. And I don't think I have to edit, right? We didn't like say anything incredibly ridiculous.
No.
Except for don't swatch for a sweater. That was insane, but.
Oh, that's so insane.
And I do not know who would do that.
I don't know either. Especially when she just is like, so I should have swatched for that sweater.
I know.
It makes it more exciting. Makes it more exciting.
Just so Liz Arrow isn't watching, and then that'll be fine.
Well,
Liz,
when you,
oh my gosh.
I think because I knit so much with hand spun, it's like, it would be insane not to knit a swatch.
I agree to that. I agree.
Yeah.
So like the fiber, not only just the weight, but the fiber behaves so much differently than mill spun yarn that it makes more sense. But
yeah, you really, if you're going to use your hand spun, I would definitely swatch.
Yeah.
Because
sometimes, for sure.
When I first started knitting with my hand spun, I noticed that, because I didn't expect it to happen, because I never had done that it was sort of like, wait, why is, a size 7 not big enough for this? Why do I have to use a size 8? So.
Well, and a lot of times you're working with such different, like when you're using commercial spun, you're kind of like merino, like there's 4 or 5 breeds of sheep, right? For the most part. And maybe sometimes it has mohair, but there's kind of your standard. But when you're hand spinning, you're working with such different fibers, and that their characteristics are so crazy different when you spin them, and then when you get them on sometimes you'll you get something off of the Nitty Naughty and it's this long, but then you soak it and it's like this long because that breed like shrunk, and then they knit so differently. So
right.
Yeah. Anyway.
So
enough about hand spinning.
I love it. It's going to be fun.
Yes, it will be fun. All right. So if anybody watching, thank you for watching. I'll have an intro and a goodbye, so I can do that alone. But thank you all for coming on. Elisa's on spring or Christmas break, and she took some time away from her spinning and her knitting to hang out with us.
Good job.
And Tammie, you're retired, so I can hit you up all the time.
Anytime. Anytime.
All right. Well, thank you, ladies. I will talk to you both soon.
Okay. See you in the new year. Happy New Year.
Woohoo! Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, we had a lot of fun doing that, as you can tell, and I'll have to they'll be in more because we'll have to do some updates along the way, right, with the knit along. And if y'all love it, then they can be back more, or I can bring other fun people from the mill or anywhere, honestly, right? It's a Zoom, so I could have any of you all in there. I did want to show you because it was not showing up well with the Zoom on my computer, but here is my Flicker and Flame. This is the Andrea Mowrey pattern that I was showing. It is a hat, and there it is. The yarns, I'll put links, but this is fox fiber, it's merino, and then I am using some of this is great hand spinners. It's just got a little bit of color work in it. So these are super mini skeins that I was just playing with recently, and this changes color inside. None of it really matches. I don't care. I'm just gonna have fun with it because I think it'll look pretty in the sweater. But I think I had maybe 60 yards in this one and about 25 in this one, and so we're gonna make it work in this hat. And like I said, it's the Flicker and Flame Andrea Mowrey, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. It was my Christmas cast on, so I wanted you to see it in slightly better colors. Okay, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you'll consider doing the knit along. Like I said, I haven't done a knit along before because it's hard for me to kind of imagine focusing enough to get through one when other people are doing it, but you don't. Well, I'll be the slow one, so if that's you, or if you haven't done a knit along, you can go at my pace, and it'll just be fun. It'll just be fun. And if you've never knit a sweater before, this is a great excuse to decide to cast on and knit a sweater with us. So, and the support will be there, which is great. Okay, Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed watching me and a couple of my friends talk knitting and spinning. And I look forward to seeing you next week. Don't forget to subscribe, check out my Patreon page, or comment below because I always love to read your comments and appreciate you all so much. So until next week, be kind to your neighbors. Have a wonderful start to your 2024. Make so many pretty things and stay healthy, right? Let's all stay healthy in 2024 as best we can. So thank you all so much. Have a wonderful, safe, and happy new year.